Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome you all again in the online session of Hira English School. I hope you all are well. You start your studies. I hope you completed the first and second lesson. You solved all the sums of lesson number 1 and lesson number 2. If you have any doubts, any queries related to lesson number 1 and lesson number 2, you can ask me personally or in group. Okay. So today we are going to start third and very important lesson, that is circle. Circle, this lesson carries 12 marks in board exam. So this lesson is very much important for board exam point of view, as this lesson carries 12 marks in exam. Okay. So before starting this lesson, let's discuss some basic concepts related to the circle. Circle, this lesson we study some of the concepts related to the circle in 9th standard also. Okay. So first of all, the question is, what is circle? Okay. Circle is nothing but the object which is round in shape, or a figure having which has round shape, or mathematically you can define circle as nothing but a figure or an object which is made up of a group of points which are equidistant from the central points. Circle, it's nothing but the group of points. That means circle is made up of a group of points which are equidistant from central point, and the central point is called the center of the circle. Okay. So the figure which is formed by the group of points which are equidistant from central point is called circle. Okay. Now the next is radius. Now the radius is nothing but the distance from center to the circumference. Circumference is nothing but the boundary of the circle. The boundary of the circle is called its circumference. Okay. So distance from center to the circumference of the circle is its radius. Okay. So radius is nothing but the distance from center to the circumference, that is boundary of the circle. Okay. Next is diameter. Diameter is a segment which pass from the center, and it intersects circle at 2 points. That means its two end point lies on the circumference of the circle. So diameter is a segment which passes from the center. This is the condition for the diameter. Diameter should always is passing from center, and its end point lies in the on the circumference of the circle. It's called diameter. Okay. Next is chord. Okay. This concept. Next is chord. Chord is a segment whose end point lies on the circle. The segment whose end points lies on the circle, that means on the circumference of circle, is called chord. Okay. So chord and diameter, the definition of both the diameter and chord is same. Diameter also intersects circle at 2 points. That means diameter also has a 2 end point on the circumference of a circle, and chord also has its end point on the circumference of circle. But the difference is diameter is always passing from center. This condition is not for chord. The chord is the segment which intersects circle at 2 points, or you can say that the chord is the segment whose end points lies on the circumference of a circle. So the diameter is a biggest chord of the circle. So biggest chord of the circle is its diameter. Okay. A diameter is a chord, but a diameter is always a chord, but chord cannot be a diameter. It's not necessary. That means I want to say the chord can be the diameter is a chord because it's also intersect a circle at 2 points, but the chord cannot be a diameter because the condition for the diameter is it passes from center. Okay. Now the next point is secant. What is a secant? A secant is a line which intersects circle at 2 points. A line which intersects circle at 2 points is a secant. Okay, chord is a segment and secant is a line. A line which intersects circle at 2 points is called secant. Okay. The next part is tangent. Tangent is a line which intersect or which touches the circle at one point. A line which touches circle at one point is called its tangent. So tangents always touch the circle at one point. That means the tangent and circle has only one common point. That is one common point between tangent and circle. Okay. So the next is area and the perimeter of circle. So area of circle is nothing but the space occupied by the circle on the wall, on the board, or anywhere, in any place the space occupied by the object is called its area. So the space occupied by the object, space occupied by the circle, it's called its area. Area of circle is calculated by the formula pi r square. We use this formula in 9th standard while solving the sum. Next is perimeter. Perimeter in circle, the perimeter is called circumference. Okay, that means the circumference of the circle is nothing but the boundary. To find the circumference of the circle, the formula is 2 pi r. To find the circumference of circle, the formula is 2 pi r. So area of circle is calculated by the formula pi r square and circumference of circle calculated by the formula 2 pi r. Okay. Now the next is sector and segment. Sector and segment. The part of the circle is called its sector. Okay. As shown in the figure, observe the figure. The part of the circle, that means if you, for example, pizza. When you cut the pizza, the one piece of pizza is nothing but a sector. So there are two types of sector, minor sector and major sector. Okay. So minor is a smaller sector and major is a greater sector. Okay. Now the length of arc. Length of arc is nothing but the part of the boundary. The part of the boundary, see in the figure, is shown in the figure. The arc is the part of the boundary. So arc is a part of the boundary is called arc. Okay. Now the segment. See the segment. If you draw a chord on the sector, then the part you get is called its segment. See, as shown in the figure, the figure shows the segment. Okay. If you draw a chord on sector, that means a chord intersecting a circle, then the part you get is nothing but the segment. Okay. So here you discuss about the content or the concepts related to the circle. Next we have to discuss about the types of circle. So there are many types of circles. The first one is congruent circles. The two circles which have same radius. The two circles with same radius called congruent circle. Congruent, as the name indicates, equal measure. If the two circles with same radius, two circles have same radius, then such type of circles are called congruent circles. So congruent circles are the circle has equal radius. That means a circle with equal radius are called congruent circle. Next is intersecting circles. If two circles, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe any. If 2, 3, 4, many circles. If 2, 3, 4 circles are intersecting each other, then the such type of circles are called intersecting circles. If the circles maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, if they intersect each other, then such type of circles are called intersecting circles. Okay. Next is concentric circles. So concentric circles are the circle which has common center. The circle is drawn by using the common center, same center. So such type of circles are called concentric circle. See in the figure, concentric circles shown in the figure. The circles which have common center. That means by using the same center, if you draw the mini circle by using the same center, then the circles are called concentric circle. That means circles which has common centers. Okay. Next is touching circles. When two circles are just touches each other. So the two circle maybe touches each other internally or externally. If two circle while intersecting just they touches each other, so such type of circles are called touching circles. So circle which just touches each other at one point, so such type of circles are called touching circle. So touching circle may be internally touching circle if the two circles internally touches each other, and if two circle externally touches each other, then they are also called touching circle but externally touching circle. Okay, these are the basic concepts of circles that you study in previous classes. In 9th standard, if you remember, we discussed two theorems. Okay, if you remember, in 9th standard we discussed two theorems and the two exercises are based on each theorem we solved in 9th standard. The first one is the perpendicular draw from center to chord. The perpendicular draw from center to chord bisect the chord. That means if you draw the perpendicular from center to the chord, then it divides the chord into equal parts. We use this theorem while solving the sum in 9th standard. The second theorem that you discuss in 9th standard, congruent chords are equidistant from center. If two chords are congruent, lies in the same circle, then their distance from the center is equal. So the second theorem is congruent chords are equidistant from centers. These two properties, or you can say these two theorems, we discuss in 9th standard. In 10th standard, we have to discuss some new theorems, new concepts and new sums. Okay. First and very important theorem of this lesson is tangent theorem. Okay. So tangent theorem, the statement is tangent at any point of circle. Next, the first and very important theorem of this lesson is tangent theorem. Okay. The statement of this theorem, tangent at any point of a circle, that means if you draw the tangent at any point of a circle, is perpendicular to the radius. The tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. Okay. So the theorem says that in a circle, if you draw a tangent at any point of a circle, then that tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. So see here, as per the statement, I draw here one circle. The center is O. So let's draw the tangent. So line L is the tangent at point A, and OA is the radius. Okay, as per this statement, I draw here figure, one circle and tangent and its radius. Okay, so write in given. Okay, line L is the tangent to the circle at point A. Okay, and OA is the radius of the circle. Okay, this part is given and you have to prove. To prove tangent, that means line L is perpendicular to the radius. So you have to prove line L is perpendicular to radius, that means OA. Okay, got it? This is your first theorem, that means tangent theorem. The statement is tangent at any point of a circle. That means if you draw a tangent at any point of a circle, that tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. This theorem you have to prove. That means you have to prove line L, that means your tangent is perpendicular to the radius, that means OA. Okay. So to prove this theorem, So let us assume OA is not perpendicular to line L. Okay. So let's start your proof. Okay. Assume that we are assuming that line L is not perpendicular to radius OA. Okay. I assume that I have to prove line L is perpendicular to radius OA, but to prove this I assume that line L is not perpendicular to OA. Okay. Then draw OB that is perpendicular to line L. So draw OB perpendicular to line L. Okay. Then take point C such that AB equal to BC. Okay. So as per the construction, I consider here, I draw OB that is perpendicular to line L. Then your point A is here. Then I consider point C such that AB and BC are equal. Okay. Now join OA and OC. Okay. Now write in construction, join OA and OC. After joining, you get two triangles. One is triangle OAB or OBA. One is then next is OBC. If you prove these two triangles congruent, if these two triangles congruent, then OA is congruent to OC. Okay, OA is the radius of the circle. If OA is radius, then OC is also the radius. And OB is perpendicular to line L. So if you prove these two triangles are congruent, then OA is congruent to OC. OA is the radius, then OC is also become a radius. So let's start. In triangle OBA and in triangle OBC. Okay. Now AB is equal to BC. It's given, or you can say by construction, you can write segment AB is equal to segment BC. It's by construction. By construction, AB is equal to BC. Next is OB is congruent to OB. Segment OB is congruent to segment OB. Its common side. Okay. Next, angle OBC is congruent to angle OBA. Or you can say angle OBA is congruent to angle OBC. Angle OBA is congruent to angle OBC. Both 90 degree. Okay. So this angle is 90 degree. These two segments are congruent. Okay. This angle is 90 degree. These two segments are equal, but one is by common side and one is by construction. So therefore by SAS these two triangles are congruent. So therefore triangle OBA is congruent to triangle OBC. Okay. By SAS test. Okay. If these two triangles are congruent, then all the sides and all the angles of these two triangles are congruent. So therefore segment OA is equal to segment OC, or you can say segment OA is congruent to segment OC, corresponding sides of congruent triangle. If these two triangles are congruent, then these are the corresponding sides, so they are also congruent. Now see here, OA is the radius. If OA is equal to OC, that means OA and OC both are the radius. Okay, so therefore OA is equal to OC. Okay, and OA is the radius of the circle, so therefore OC is also radius. OA, as OA is the radius of the circle, so OA is equal to OC, then therefore OC is also radius of circle. Okay, radius of circle. OA is also radius of a circle and OC is also radius of circle. That means your line L intersects circle at 2 point A and C. But line L is a tangent. What is the definition of tangent? Tangent intersects circle at only one point. That means our assumption is wrong. Our assumption that you assume that OA is not perpendicular to line L, our assumption is wrong. OA is perpendicular to line L. So right here OC. So therefore point A and point C lies on line L. Okay, but line L is a tangent, but line L is a tangent and tangent can intersect the circle at only one point. So therefore our assumption is wrong. So point A and point C are the same point. So therefore our assumption is wrong. Point A and C are the same points. They are the same point. They are not the different point. So therefore line L is perpendicular to radius OA. So this is your tangent theorem. Once more I am repeating. The theorem is tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius. The theorem says if you draw the tangent at any point of the circle, that tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. Very important theorem. We have to apply this theorem many times while solving the sum. Okay, the tangent is always perpendicular to the radius. We have to prove this theorem. In this theorem, the given part is line L is a tangent and OA is a radius. Tangent intersects circle at point A. And we have to prove line L, that means your tangent is perpendicular to the radius, that means OA. Okay. So to prove this theorem, I suppose that OA is not, I assume that line L is not perpendicular to the radius. Sometime to prove the theorem, we have to go to the opposite. So to prove this theorem, I assume that line L is not perpendicular to the radius. Then I draw OB that lie on the circle OB that is perpendicular to the line L. Okay, this is your line L. Then I draw OB that is perpendicular to the line L. Then I take one more point C such that AB and BC both are equal. The diagram is like that. Okay. Then I join OA and OC. After joining, we get these two triangles and I prove these two triangles are congruent. See, OB is a common and AB is equal to BC by construction and angle B is 90 degrees. So by SAS test, these two triangles are congruent. If the triangles are congruent, then corresponding sides are congruent. So therefore OA and OC is also congruent. That means OA and OC both are equal. So OA is the radius of a circle. If OA is radius, then OC is also radius. Okay. That means radius point is always lie in circumference. That means your line L intersects circle at 2 point A and C. Okay. But as the definition of the tangent can intersect circle at only one point. But here line L intersects circle 2 points. So our assumption is wrong that OA is not perpendicular to line L. Line L is perpendicular to the OA. So that means that you assume that OA is not perpendicular to line L is wrong and line L is perpendicular to OA. Got it? So here, first of all, as the theorem, as the statement, we have to draw the figure. In the figure, we need one circle, one tangent and the radius. So as for the statement, this is the figure. Then write the given part. The given part is this line L is a tangent and OA is a radius. Tangent intersects circle at point A. Okay. And we have to prove that line L, that means your tangent, is perpendicular to the radius. Okay. So to prove this theorem, we assume that line L is not perpendicular to OA. That means we are Supposing opposite, that means we have to prove line L is perpendicular to OA, but we are assuming opposite. That means we are assuming that line L is not perpendicular to the OA, that is the radius. Line L is not perpendicular to the radius. Then we take another point B on the line L that is perpendicular to the line L. Okay. Then we take one more point B, that means B that is perpendicular on the line L, that means tangent. Okay. Then I consider one more point C such that AB and BC are equal. Okay. Then we join OA and OC. After joining, we get these two triangles. Then we prove these two triangles congruent by SAS test. If the triangles are congruent, then corresponding sides are in proportion. Okay. So OA is equal to OC. OA and OC are equal, and they are if the OA is the radius of a circle, then OA is equal to OC, then OC is also the radius of circle. Okay. So that means OA and OC are the radius of a circle. That means point A and C lies on circle, and point A and C lies on line L also. But line L is a tangent. As the definition of a tangent, tangent intersects circle at only one point, but here the tangent intersects circle at 2 points. So that means our assumption that we assume that OA is perpendicular to line, not perpendicular to line L, our assumption is wrong. And line L, that means your tangent is perpendicular to the radius OP. Got it? This is the tangent theorem, very important theorem. Next lecture we will continue the converse of tangent theorem, and the tangent draw from an external point are congruent. Okay. So practice this theorem 2-3 times. It's a little bit confusing, or you can say that little bit difficult, but if you practice 2-3 times, then you feel it's easy. Just practice 2-3 times, then you feel it's easy. It is important theorem. It can be asked. This theorem can be asked in exam, so prepare well. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallahu khair.